All right, before you guys watch Beetlejuice this week, let's talk about the original Beetlejuice.
Oh shit.
It's showtime.
Area of entertainment.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to
The Dungeon.
And today we're talking about Beetlejuice. A little bit on what you need to know before watching the new Beetlejuice coming out in a couple days. So let's get into it.
All right, so the original Beetlejuice was made in 1988, and it basically is about this couple who dies from falling off a bridge because of a dog, and their names are Barbara and Adam, and they're stuck on limbo, which is
they're stuck. They're condemned to their house in the afterlife.
Yeah, so they cannot leave their house and they're ghosts. And basically what happens is a family moves into their house and they don't like them. They're not too fond of them.
Right. They don't want people moving into their house even though they're dead.
Yeah, so basically they try to get rid of them, but it doesn't work. So they try to find help. Long story short, we meet the ghost with the most. They summon Beetlejuice, but then they find out that he's not like a good guy because he's like, oh, like I'll kill them, I'll do all this stuff.
He advertises his service as the bio exorcist.
Yeah.
So instead of exorcising a demon from a normal person, he exorcises the humans from the premise.
Yeah, they don't want him to do it because the daughter of that family, played by Winona Ryder, she plays Lydia. They actually like Lydia, so they don't want him to mess with her or like that. So they just think, oh, let's just do it on our own. But then, long story short, like the family, they find out that there's ghosts there, especially Otho, which is the brother of the dad, I think. And
I think he's a friend, a family friend. But keep going.
Well, in the movie, it's I don't know, but basically, he kind of finds the book of the recently deceased, and then he, at first, they think that he's just like trying to like summon them and all this, but it's actually an exorcist where he summons them, but then they're dying. So then Lydia is like, hey, like Beetlejuice, like, can you help me and all this stuff? And the Beetlejuice is like, sure, I'll help you, but I gotta get married. And then he gets summoned, he causes chaos, he's trying to get married to Lydia, it's a whole thing.
So the reason why he wants to get married is because it's a loophole in the manual. If he gets married, he can actually be revived into the living world.
And then, long story short, Barbara and Adam kind of save the day with Barbara rides the giant sandworm, which is another like thing in the movie that it's kind of like on Mars or something, like the sandworm's on Mars. It's a weird thing. But then the sandworm kind of eats Beetlejuice, not really, but it kind of eats him. And then now Adam and Barbara are now living with the family, and it's kind of like a whole thing of humans or the people that are alive are living with ghosts, and that they're happy and all this. And then there's like a little thing where we see Beetlejuice in like the waiting room of like the ghost plane, and his head gets shrunken just like to like a small size, and then it's just like a little happy ending for everybody except for Beetlejuice. But then that was the first movie. Now we're gonna talk about the part 2, which is the sequel, Beetlejuice.
Cool. So before we move on to the new movie, let's talk about a little bit of some fun facts.
Oh yeah, that.
So the original title of the movie was supposed to be House Ghosts. However, Tim Burton jokingly wanted to call it Scared Sheetless, if you didn't know. Also, Sammy Davis Jr. was supposed to play Beetlejuice in the original script. However, Tim Burton auditioned Michael Keaton and actually liked him.
When Tim Burton saw how Michael Keaton was performing as Beetlejuice and all this, Ray actually said that Tim Burton didn't really write any lines for Beetlejuice when the movie was being in production. So he just told Michael Keaton just to improvise most of his lines and stuff. And he made Michael have free reign of his whole look. So it was actually Michael Keaton's idea to have Beetlejuice's hair be kind of static. And he was saying I want his hair to look like electricity. And he's been electrocuted and his hair would go up. And basically Beetlejuice's whole iconic performance was just all Michael Keaton, and how he was just crazy and all that stuff, which was really cool.
So pretty much Beetlejuice is Michael Keaton. It's his personality come to life. Another fun fact was the actual car crash that happened in the movie that killed Barbara and Adam was actually a real life event that Tim Burton actually witnessed as a kid. So he actually seen somebody fall off a bridge in a car.
Wow.
So, the more you know. And my last fact of the day is the actual Beetlejuice statue that you see in the movie of the bust of his head as a snake was
Yep.
actually Michael Keaton's casting. So it was actually his head that they had casted for the movie.
Wow.
Which is, it wasn't just a statue, they actually had to make a mold and actually put it in the movie.
That's actually pretty cool.
All right, but enough of the fun facts. Let's get into the new Beetlejuice movie called Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Which is actually a really cool title. Like, you know, like, it's not just called like Beetlejuice 2. You know, it's his,
It makes sense,
it's his name twice.
Because you do have to say Beetlejuice 3 times to summon him. I don't think we said that in our first synopsis, but to summon Beetlejuice, you got to say his name 3 times. So for the second movie to be called Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice only makes me think that they got to make a part 3. Because that only makes sense that we're going to go into part 3 to say his name 3 times to summon him.
That would be crazy.
So, yeah, let's get into the actual synopsis of Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. All right, so Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice takes place 36 years after the original. After a family tragedy where the father in the first movie actually dies, the family is back in the town to bury him. In this one, Lydia actually has a daughter played by Jenna Ortega. And
You already know.
she, you know, they find out about Beetlejuice and shit gets real.
Yeah, Jenna Ortega, she's playing Astrid, that's her name.
Astrid.
And it's like a whole thing where she gets taken by the ghost, or
She
like
actually gets taken by like one of the ghosts in the afterlife, and Lydia recruits Beetlejuice to help her rescue her daughter.
And then I think in this movie, like, we're gonna kind of go more into the whole ghost world and
Right.
kind of look at all like the things that we barely saw in the first one, because in the first one it was mainly about like the human world, like
Right.
just like it's like ghosts are in like the human world, like that world. But in this one, we're now going into humans going into ghost world, which I think is a cool little switch up, because it kind of shows like, oh, now like
The roles are reversed.
yeah, the roles are reversed. And yeah, it's just also we see a little like it's a little kind of like tease to the first one. We see Beetlejuice's ex-wife.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So
I didn't see that, but
so
yeah, that's cool.
Beetlejuice's ex-wife is in this new movie. If you watch the first one, when Beetlejuice is getting married to Lydia, and he's going through his pocket trying to find the ring, he finds the ring on a finger of a corpse, and he's like, "I'm telling you, baby, she meant nothing to me, nothing at all." And he takes off the ring. That his wife is missing her ring finger, so that's literally like the same one. So it's a little like
Easter egg.
It's a little Easter egg and connection to like that. And people are saying that she's gonna be kind of like a main type of character.
She might be the main villain.
Or main villain, because maybe she's like, oh, like you try to marry this girl, so then I'm gonna take her daughter and stuff.
Right.
And yeah, but that's like that. We kind of see his wife. We see more ghosts. We see Beetlejuice being him.
So that's the cool thing about seeing more ghosts, is that in the original, we actually didn't see a lot of ghosts. Beetlejuice only showed up for maybe, I think, 20 minutes of the film.
Yeah.
He didn't show up until about halfway through the movie. So don't expect Beetlejuice to be in the movie for that long. Michael Keaton did say in an interview that he's not going to show up as much because he thinks that Beetlejuice as a character is only good in certain time frames. So they want to use him sparingly instead of actually using him throughout the whole movie, which I think is perfect because you do need to develop the other characters, you know.
Yeah.
So I think mainly this movie is going to be focused on Lydia saving Astrid, and probably Astrid in the spirit plane.
All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed our overview of Beetlejuice, and hopefully you guys go see Beetlejuice. Make sure you guys, go see the original, and maybe this kind of like shows you like how good that movie was. It is a classic movie.
Right.
And
fun fact, Netflix did offer it as its first DVD when it came out. So that goes to show you that even back then, they knew that it was a classic. So it's definitely a must watch if you've never seen it. Or if you're going to go watch Beetlejuice, watch this video again or watch the original.
Exactly. Yo, Jenna, DM me.
Silly dude.
All right, guys.
Thanks for tuning into this video on AOE. And if you like the video, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. We're coming with new videos, hopefully every week. I don't know. We're a little busy nowadays. But thank you for tuning in. I'll catch you on the next one.
Peace.